Original music from the Emerald Coast on 38 Songwriter Radio. Original music from the Emerald Coast on 38 Songwriter Radio. 38 Songwriter Radio.
I've lived everywhere from Connecticut to Virginia to I was in Panama for a little while, and then lived in Texas, which is my home state, which is why I wear boots all the time. Boots are my tennis shoes.
Can't buy those around here. Not in a
Especially
store.
not with the rhinestones and, you know. But didn't you ask me how many pairs I have? I'm loving what I'm doing, and couldn't be happier. Just the fact that I did move here. I've only been here a year, and I was so well received by the locals and all of the musicians, the talented musicians, just kind of like taking me under their wing. Everyone from Forrest Williams to Dave Posey, who plays percussion, to Gwen over at Beale Street Bottle Club. She was very influential as far as, that was the very first place I played, was Beale Street Bottle Club. I went in there and did one of their open mic deals, and she came up to me and she said, she just started writing stuff down. She said, here's so-and-so. She just gave me a bunch of contacts. She said, this is where you need to go. And I thought, wow, I have lived in Nashville for 3 years. I have lived all over the place, and I have never received as much just love and welcome from musicians and everybody, and everyone's like wanting to help everybody. So I just thought that was the coolest thing. And so, you know, she gave me the information, and then from there, man, I just started following up. And at first it was hard for me to get out there because nobody did know who I was, but it was because of the other musicians who were like giving me a hand up and saying, hey, come play at our show, come sit in with me. And from there, once I would sing, then, you know, then the bar owners would perk up, because I went and dropped off CDs, I emailed, I called. Nobody would.
CDs they never listened
No,
to.
they wouldn't talk to me.
How long have you been playing music? Or
I have been playing music for a little over 10 years. But I moved to Nashville when I was 19. Just to, instead of going to college, I went to the School of Hard Knocks in Nashville, Tennessee, and you know, knocked on doors up and down Music Row. Just lived and learned. I was 19 and I was young, and just you know, lived the starving artist lifestyle. You know, and the reason why I moved to Nashville, not because I'm country, I wanted to learn the craft of songwriting, and I knew that that was where I was going to learn it. So I wanted to just dive in. I wanted to leave my home state of Texas and just go somewhere I'd never been, meet people I'd never met, and live in a different. I was actually classically trained opera. Wenn mir der stille Morgenstoß in Augen kam. Anyway, so I went to like different state stuff for like opera. So I learned how to do vocal control like that, but then I was raised on Motown, Aretha Franklin, you know, that type of stuff, Stevie Nicks, you know, the oldies, the good stuff.
Right.
That's what I was raised on. And then, you know, since the age of like 14, I've always been a writer. So I wrote poetry, wrote stories, short stories. And once I got a guitar in my hands, I started putting those aspects together. And then at 19, I was out of there. I flipped a coin. I was either going to go to Nashville or Branson, Missouri, because I knew I wanted to do music. So Nashville won, and that's where I ended up. And but to answer your question in a long sense, I committed in 2010 to do music full time and to claim singer, songwriter, performer as my occupation.
and And where did Nashville Star come in? When did all this happen? How did you come to be on the show?
Nashville Star, I was living in Connecticut at the time. And I had just had my first son, and he was 1.5, I believe, at that time. And they just were holding open auditions. And Nashville Star was new at the time. They had only had one show prior to that. Miranda Lambert hadn't been on there yet. It was still a new show. They'd only done it once. And so I went to an open call from the local radio station, made that audition, then went to Hartford, Connecticut, and did a citywide competition, won that one. Then I went to, it was kind of like semi-regional, and it included New York and Connecticut and some other ones. So then I beat out, got there, and then I went to the national finals, and they were holding 4 of them. So I was in the East region, and so they were holding one in the South, and you know what I'm saying. So they had 4 final ones, and I was in the East region one. And anyway, it was a great experience. I got judged by some pretty cool people in the industry. But anyway, at that time, I think I was 23, and there was a part of me that kind of held back because I didn't really feel like my true calling was country. I wanted to do it, and I knew the exposure was going to be good, and I was happy that I had advanced. But when it came to judging, they were just like, we don't. That was before country really changed. Country's a little bit different now.
Yeah, they play them on pop stations and country stations, kind of.
Yeah, so in 2004, when I did that, I wasn't what they were looking for, and I don't think I was ready to compromise, and I think I think it showed in my performance.
Well, and I feel like your lyrics are very country, but the style you play them. What would you call your style? I don't know what to call your style.
I don't either. And if you can find a name, please let me know. Anybody, please, just tell me, because I get asked all the time, and I can't for the life of me figure it out. But I think that's where the fact that I was saturated in Nashville for 3 years, I did learn the crafting of a good country song. Like there's a formula for this stuff in Nashville, and they stick to it to a T. Mm-hmm. So I learned the formula, and I knew I already had writing ability, but I think that was the combination of that with my kind of bluesy Motown roots that I absolutely love, blended together to kind of create, like, I don't know, Southern rock, R&B, pop, I don't know, because I can fall in a lot of different. Some of my songs sound straight up R&B. Some of them sound straight up kind of like on this new country kick that's kind of going on, So I don't know. And if you can find an answer, just let me know.
We'll have the name Season Sound contest.
Yes, let's do it.
It's called Season Sound.
Yeah.
Season Sound. I mean, what is it?
You're pretty funny on stage too. Have you ever done any stand up, or is that just the way it comes out when it comes out?
It does, and I have no control over what happens when I'm in front of the microphone. And I have a bit of a sailor mouth, and so sometimes that happens because I just don't give a. And there's the bleep noise. But I don't know. I like to have fun with the crowd. I like to banter with them, and it's fun for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think I'm really that funny. I think I have a really dorky sense of humor. I'm really kind of basically a nerd, and I really don't know. It just whatever comes to my mind, I'll say it. So I'm glad you think I'm funny, because I just think I'm a dork.
You're entertaining. I told him, because he didn't get to go that night at Pandora's, that you could get up without the guitar and be very entertaining and put on a show. And you know, you call it dorky, but you're engaging your audience, and it brings them in and makes them participate as well. So it makes it more of a fun experience. I think, to me, it does.
That's when I remember Mama used to hold me and
I mean, I wear boots, but that doesn't make me country. Because I also wear a chain that I will take it off and I will hurt you. And I don't know why. I might get a song out of you all the time. I mean, and I do. As a songwriter, I love being able to take myself out of the equation, and I can be anybody I want to for 3 minutes. And it's the coolest thing. So I might be listening to someone tell a story, and they might say something, and it will allow me to write a song from it. I'm very into charity work. I try to do charity at least once a month. I've done everything from Rock for a Cure, for Down syndrome awareness, to breast cancer, to Light the Night leukemia. I've run the gamut for volunteer work, just because I believe in giving back to my community. I think it's important that if I have something that I can do for free and it can benefit somebody else, I'm going to do that. So that's always a goal of mine. Every year is once a month I plan to do some sort of charity work and use my talents in that way. So I mean, I really love being here. I gotta tell you. So far, I would say this is probably the best place. I say number one is Destin, being in this area, and 2, Nashville. Nashville's got a hold of my heart. It's beautiful there. You get 4 seasons, and
We don't have that here.
and I mean, you know, I'm not big on the cold, but I do love fall. That's my favorite season. But you know, just the atmosphere, the people here, everyone's laid back. It's just, I have felt at home here, I mean, from like the very beginning, and everybody I've met. And so I would say that, and then of course I can't exclude Texas, you know, but Texas is so big. I mean, you know, and I don't want to be one of those Texas lovers that's like, you know,
Everything's better in
yeah,
Texas.
everything's better in Texas, although I mean it is, but you know.
And where in Texas are you from?
I'm from Dallas. I'm born and raised in Dallas, but you know, I grew up all over Houston, LaGrange.
Now, you know we're natural rivals because I'm actually originally from Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
But we did like to go to Dallas to shop.
Oh, okay, okay. Oklahoma, okay.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. That's a good musical. But it's not as good as Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Booyah!
Yeah, you got Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. Come on.
I mean, come on.
told me the sun will come out tomorrow. In this crazy world of broken hearts, real love can seem so far. You don't have to search forever, darling. I'm already where you are. If you're lonely, let me understand. If you're falling, let me give my hand. If you wanna stay in bed all day, let me be the sheet. I will love you if you let me.
because if I start singing,
Bye, Shannon.
that's me
All right,
cutting
y'all,
it
now
out,
let's
all
get
that.
down to the good stuff. So, what do you think about Shannon Ireland?
I know Shannon. Actually, now that he's gone, okay. First of all, you know he thinks he's funny. That's what's
true.
funny. No, I'm just.
Well, do you know what his nickname is for me?
No, was it Smarmy?
Brokeback bitch. It's in my phone. That's how I know him.
Really, it comes up Brokeback Bitch.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Shannon, I love you, dude.
Anything else good we can say about it? I can't wait till he's looking at this video later.